And I'm looking like, you're condemning me for that? And he doesn't speak out against the Armed Drone Command Center in the south side of Des Moines? Acts like it's not even there? Drives me nuts. So I got out of the scene. So what I regret is I have a target, and when I miss it, I regret missing it. You know, we do these acts of mercy and stuff, but I don't do them always that well. I don't always have the welcoming spirit. And I will tell you that our position on anyone who comes through our doors is that they're Christ for us. And I want to tell you that I have kicked Jesus out of my house. When he comes in drunk, disorderly, wants to fight, we have to get him out of the house. When I do that, I know I'm failing, because there's not enough people here to help us love this person, so we don't have to kick him out. It's our failure of hospitality, not theirs. But I do kick Jesus out, and I'm pained by that. And when we do kick people out, we try to kick them out in the most dignified, nonviolent way. But it's just not enough love. And it's our problem, not theirs. Yeah.
Why is condemning use of condom is your problem? Why is it? Why are you upset about it?
Well, I also have a problem with churches that support birth control, who says using birth control is a Christian thing, and it's not a sin. Lutherans, Episcopalians, they all are pro-birth control. But you know what? They have more moral clarity on that than they do on the possession of thermonuclear weapons. That's the imbalance, sister. It's not the gender teaching one way or the other. It's that the gender teaching is where we have moral clarity, and then the Episcopalians and the Catholics support the Pentagon and send people off to war like everybody else. And they don't call that anti-Jesus. I'm really blown away by that. That's what I mean. Because no one would read the New Testament and say, man, this is a clear statement in favor of birth control. Oh no, I disagree. This is a clear statement against birth control. I don't even see it anywhere in relationship to feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, sheltering the homeless, welcoming the stranger, and loving your enemy. Those are big stuff. But birth control, I don't see it. I'm not saying it ain't there, but if it's the one thing you know, and you don't have any understanding of how bad nukes are to being Jesus followers, your church is not balanced.
Do you believe in pro-life?
What's that?
Do you believe in pro-life?
I believe in pro-life if it means anti-war, anti-wealth, and anti-empire, because St. Paul tells us the powers and principalities are the death culture that brings human beings down. So the powers and principalities are not pro-life. And the powers and principalities, the trifecta, is wealth, war, and empire. It's the same in the 1st and 2nd century. It's the same now. Wealth, war, and empire runs the world. And now we pretend Christians can embrace wealth, war, and empire because we're Americans. But we can be morally clear one way or the other on whether birth control could be used or not. I am quite, it's really crazy and not faithful.
How about the 10 Commandments?
How about them?
The 10 Commandments of God, is it out of the New Testament?
No, the 10 Commandments come out of the Old Testament. The Moses thing, on the hill, on the mountain. And the 10 Commandments were wonderful. If the world would live by the 10 Commandments, that would be great. But Jesus came and said, no, following me is not following the Ten Commandments. Everyone should follow the Ten
But
Commandments.
he said,
He
I
said-
did not come to condemn it, but to fulfill it.
To fulfill it.
Yes, and
Well,
he did.
He did. And the way he did it was, from now on, the way to fulfill the Ten Commandments as a Christian is feed the hungry,
But
clothe the naked.
can you recite the 10 Commandments so that we go into it? Can we go recite the 10 Commandments?
Oh, I just, believe in God. Oh, no, God. I could probably read the Ten Commandments, but the Ten Commandments are not enough, sister.
It's not enough. It just, there's summary of this Bible.
I'm just saying that
I mean, both Old and the New Testament.
support the Ten Commandments. They do. Both the Old and the New Testament do support the Ten Commandments. The new one says you can't just go on the Ten Commandments because Jesus has given us a new command.
That's new command saying. That's what I'm saying. Jesus came to fulfill what is written. He renewed it.
He did.
In way it will be good.
We agree.
It will
Jesus
be
is the
easy for
fulfillment
us.
of the Ten Commandments.
That's why I'm saying the 10 Commandments say, first 10 Commandments say, God loved you, believing in God, following Him, doing His will. So, but I think
Can you believe in God?
You,
Can you believe in God, do His will, and still be rich in this country?
what? What
All right.
did you say?
Can you believe in God, do His will, and still be rich?
Of course, yes.
I say no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think that wealth or money is all about richness? No.
I missed that. What is wealth and money is the
Money
root of all evil. I like that one.
She said wealth and richness is not
It's not all.
all money.
It's not all about money.
You can be rich without
I think
money.
it's you.
Sister, I'm not talking about the rich of character and the rich of spirit. I'm talking about people who are rich by Wall Street standards, who are billionaires. People who make money in this culture are not following Jesus. If they're not, get this, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, sheltering the homeless, welcoming the stranger. How about that, welcoming the stranger? How do we do that in Iowa? Well, not very well these days. Yes,
So do you believe in the Illuminati then?
do I believe in?
Illuminati.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about it.
Well, because that's kind of like, the rich and stuff like that. If they're not
Basically
following God,
Who are
they're
you?
following Illuminati then because they're not following the 10 Commandments.
Somebody
That's
said,
basically which I think.
I am the Lord your God. Do not have any other God but me. And that's anything I'm doing that is not of God. I don't believe it is. I'm doing the word of God.
Yeah, and that's
no
why I said
matter
those
whatever
were-
I'm doing without the word, the obedience equally is better than sacrifice. Is all of them, both that God renewed everything in the new commandment. Let's leave the old commandment apart. We come into that new commandment. New commandments help allow everything, not only feed the poor.
Not only feed the poor.
I said-
But if you're not feeding the poor, what's that about?
I said it is not only to feed the poor.
I said, if you're not feeding the poor, what's that about?
Myself, I told you that I would like your work and I will join you in doing that. But I'm just basing on the 10 Commandments. I'm just trying to see what you say about the 10 Commandments that made you hurt. You said you believe in pro-life, so that's why I wanted to. If we can recite the 10 Commandments, it will help us, and it will tell us what to do, and where we have crossed the boundary, where we have hurt God through doing the will of God. we can equally hurt him without knowing. So that's called Ten Commandments. Will help us to guide our action, our behavior, and whatever we are doing, so that we do His will, make Him happy, and please another person, and make people happy. People around us, they will be happy, God will be happy. That is the will of God. So,
My answer,
mhm,
dear sister, is that the Ten Commandments, very good, very important, were written, and they are in the Old Testament. And they're still very good, and they're very important. And they were very good and important in Jesus' day. But apparently, Jesus didn't start preaching the Ten Commandments.
of course, He did not. He did
He, apparently, the Jesus movement said, we gotta go beyond the Ten Commandments, or we wouldn't have a New Testament.
not. Of course.
Of course. So I'm just saying, I don't spend a lot of time on the Ten Commandments because I'm trying to clarify what the new commandment in the New Testament is telling us.
Hey, so time goes by faster, we got 2 more minutes.
Well, you got other questions?
You guys, well, no, I'm saying you guys can keep going as long as you want. I don't get anywhere to be until noon. So.
I got class.
So, I don't know, I wanted to see you after
Hey,
that.
sister, bring your, come on down and help us feed the poor, please. And don't listen to my craziness.
No, I'm coming.
You didn't
I'm
have to
coming.
leave.
I have
We both
another,
have
I have
class.
another
Oh,
class,
okay,
yeah.
so I'm rushing. That's
Uh,
why I,
Oh, you're not
Before
right.
you,
Come visit.
yeah,
before you leave, here's the rubric. Take this with you.
thank you.
So my question is, you don't believe in Illuminati?
Yeah.
I don't need the Illuminati, you got the New Testament.
Well, the Illuminati basically states that people
Or, like what you're saying, like, if
Right,
they're not
You
helping.
know, you know,
I'm
they're
all
not
for
cool.
it.
Yeah, they're the
Basically
opposite of God.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Listen, I think there are people who are not Christians who are doing
Cause I
great
believe the
work.
rich people, like, a lot of politics, celebrities, all of them are culprits.
Yeah, like Will Smith, for
Yeah.
example. They say Will Smith sacrificed his daughter for richness.
Even Kanye West, it's a lot of celebrities, like, I'm picking back what you're saying, if they're not
What day is
following
I,
God's word and doing it for the people, then they're using the rich, their money, and power like that in other forms.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
Dorothy Day's against, the Catholic workers against capitalism. We
Yeah.
think making money off money is sinful.
Yes.
Got it?
That's what we're at.
So, but we have lots of people who say they're rich and they give to the poor generously
Yes,
off of money that's
Yes.
making money on its own.
Yeah.
That's the sin.
That's, yeah.
Not their charity, but that they get the money from a system
Mhm.
that's wrong
Mhm.
and they keep making money
Yeah.
on the system that's wrong.
Yeah.
We don't need rich people continuing to get to be rich because of an unjust system giving us pennies.
Yeah.
We need a just system.
Yeah.
And we don't have one right now. They didn't have it in Jesus' day. And the way Jesus people said, the way to remedy the ills of the world is that each one of us find fellow followers who will help us what? Feed the poor, clothe the naked, shelter the homeless, welcome the stranger. And if you can't find the poor or the naked or the homeless, you should go try to find them because you're separated from the human race that you're supposed to be dealing with. And if I've had people say, well, I'd rather make money and then write a check and feed more people. Well, whatever you might want to do, that's not
The right
really
way.
doing what needs to be done. The text tells us
Righteous way, yeah.
we need to do it ourselves personally and not on a system that's built on ill-got gains.
Yeah.
And there isn't a system in the world right now that is not built on ill-got gains.
That's why there's disasters.
And this is just, and we sit at the top of the dung heap in America. We're the top of the world's pyramid of imperial things. Ain't a damn good thing about the way we do things. We have to get out of it and bring ourselves back into the struggle of doing the works of mercy and loving our enemies. And we'll probably get bumped off. We'll have no defenses. We'll just be destroyed. Now that's the good news of the guy who hung on a tree in the first century. It was a hard sell then.
I wanna join.
It's even harder now.
How can I join to feed the homeless?
Just show up.
Where's it at?
1310 7th Street.
The address is somewhere on there. You can grab it.
Inside this inside.
Don't leave out one of these.
There's a thing went out
Oh,
there.
Okay.
And then it tells you when we're open. On Mondays and Wednesdays we're closed, but you got open hours. Just show up.
Yeah.